Welcome to another episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. We give you the most interesting bits in world sports, entertainment, and odd news. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. I'm Rich Liebig.
And I'm Michael Costanzo.
And, yep, we have another week of interesting topics that we need to get to and peruse in the world of sports, entertainment, and odd news. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode. Before we get into the topics at hand, we like to do a little recap personal bit to let you know what we've been up to in the past week or so. So, Mikey, how you doing? What's happening in Costanzo country?
I'm doing.
Hello, computer.
Why every week does your computer try to update us with random notifications?
Yes, I really thought I took care of it because I had to update to Windows 11. I really thought that did the job, but no. Even Windows 11 has to get in on the fun. So thank you, Windows 11. All right, there's my update.
Your update, your computer's update.
Yep, so we need your update. How are you doing, Mikey?
So I'm doing pretty good. Still plugging away on The Sopranos slowly but surely. Just finished season 3 of that.
Very good timing considering Paulie Walnuts recently passed away.
Yep.
So you're catching up in his honor.
I just finished the episode where they get lost in the Pine Barrens.
Oh, that's a great episode.
That was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that.
That's like one of those, it almost shouldn't even be a Sopranos episode because it's like so like comedic relief. The whole episode.
It was really funny. Like, my girlfriend was laughing the entire time. I'm like, this is kind of serious, but at the same time, it's also hilarious.
Yeah, I love the bit where he can't hear Tony, and Tony's trying to tell him, like, you're in immediate danger. Like, the dude is, like, a hitman, and for some odd reason, like, when the phone is, like, going like static, and he's like, oh, he's an interior decorator? Oh, my gosh. Huh, his house looked like crap.
It was like, it was a weirdly comedic episode.
Yeah. But it's one of their best episodes.
Oh, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was really funny, really interesting. So, I've slowly been making my way through that. I also have been diving into that game I recommended last week, Stray.
Oh, yeah. All the memes from it have been going viral. It's
I need to play that game while I'm awake and not start it at like midnight when I'm ready to fall asleep.
No, yeah, you should not be playing that game as the last thing you do.
No, definitely
that has to be
not.
a game you start at like 7 or 8 o'clock.
Yeah. But it's really, really, I find it very interesting. The world they're creating is very interesting. I thought it was going to be just a, pretty basic like puzzle platformer, but there's like this whole interesting world building element. There's like a whole little like universe they're creating there for this cat character, which is really interesting. I don't want to go too much into it in case people want to check it out, but has a sort of mysterious element to it. So I've been playing that, been enjoying that. I've been dual wielding video games, so I'm playing that on PlayStation. Then on Switch, I actually decided for whatever reason to take the plunge back into Pokemon.
Oh, whoa! You're going back into Pokemon?
So that new Pokemon game, Pokemon Legends Arceus or Arceus, it's like an open world Pokemon game. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. That's what I wanted. That's what little kid Mikey wanted, was an open world Pokemon game.
Back 15 years ago or so.
15, 20 years ago.
20 years, yeah.
So I was like, why not? I'll give it a shot. I've been really enjoying it. I don't know any of the Pokemon now. I'm like, what are you, a ghost balloon? I'm like, are you... What are you? Are you a weird bug with a spring on its head? Like, I don't understand what half these things are. But I'm having fun.
We're 150 purists.
Yeah, I know. And so far, I've only run into a few of those original 150. But I'm enjoying it. It's kind of interesting to kind of just roam around the world and like craft your own Pokeballs, and you have to like sneak up on the Pokemon, and you can catch them just by throwing the Pokeballs at them. You don't necessarily have to fight them. So, it makes it great because I don't want to necessarily have to go into a fight and whittle it down to like 10 health just to catch it. I can just sneak up behind it and throw a Pokeball at the back of its head and fingers crossed actually catch it. So I'm like kind of like stealthing the Pokemon. Oh. That's not your tactic. You would be like the run straight up to it, punch it in the face kind of.
Yeah. So I guess on the opposite end of the spectrum, while you're doing Pokemon and cat video games, I've been playing Resident Evil Village. I'm finally catching up on it.
So that's the latest Resident Evil, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because there's multiple ways to progress through the levels.
Okay.
But they try to make ammo limited.
Right.
But I still feel like I'm getting away with like murder because I still love to just get my shotgun and just be like, get out of here! Like, I'm sure there's supposed to be.
But how are you doing that with limited ammo?
I know. I'm a good shot, I guess. I don't know. So most of the tier 1 enemies, usually a shotgun kills them. So I get that. Usually it's like one shotgun bullet, one enemy death.
Right.
So as long as like I can get a good shot in, I usually knock them all dead and I'm good. It's when it's like you have to do the meteor bosses and the meteor enemies and then the bosses. Then I'm like, oh shoot, all right. Now I actually have to think.
I have to actually like use strategy.
Yeah, whoops. But yeah,
Rich's default strategy is shotguns and grenades.
yeah, it's fun.
Your close quarters spray and pray.
Yeah, don't you come near me. Boom,
boom. Yeah,
I'm gonna get you.
it is one of the most satisfying weapons in a video game. Is every time you get your hands on a shotgun.
Yes,
that's how I played all of like BioShock and like those games. Just shotgun straight up.
Yep, the close quarters. It's good to have a shotgun on your side. So I've been playing that.
Nice.
I forget what else I was going to say now. I had something else I was going to mention for the personal bit, but oh shoot.
Well, was it the basement? You did the basement up?
Yes, I've been slowly but surely finishing my basement at my house.
Yeah.
And oh man, it's
You've kind of got like a home entertainment thing going on down there now, from what I understand.
Yeah, I've got most of my video game systems downstairs. I ran like an Ethernet wire so that I could get the wired connection back there.
Nice.
I had a little, I think it was supposed to be a book stand thing, but I turned it into just like where I'm displaying my nerd stuff.
Hey, you gotta display it. I love putting that stuff on like bookshelves and stands and.
I'm so glad I married Rachel as someone who also appreciates like nerd culture, because like I've heard like a couple people have been like, oh, once you get married, you can't display your Star Wars stuff or something. You can't display your whatever. It's like, no, that shouldn't be the case.
Right? No, like why is that the trade-off or the ultimatum?
Yeah.
No.
I was like, I guess that sucks.
If you're marrying somebody, you're marrying all of them, Star Wars included.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got my Star Wars stuff up.
Nice.
And Rachel in her office, she's got like Harry Potter things up, and so some nice. Like
you got
other witchy stuff.
You got to represent.
Which she's looking forward to Halloween. That's another thing we did. We went.
That's coming up.
We did some baseline preliminary Halloween searching. Very basic.
Searching for what?
Like decorations and stuff, because Rachel loves that.
So now that you're a homeowner, are you going to go all out for the Halloween decoration? Are we talking big inflatables on the front lawn? Are you talking about zombies crawling out of the lawn?
No.
Are you talking about like a guillotine in the front door? Like what's happening?
No, we're still poor. We need to save money. But
doing a haunted house, I'm imagining grand.
No, that's actually.
I would love.
Look,
I always wanted to do a haunted house, but
we have a friend. It's actually a friend of a friend. It's good. Very vague. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
This person is amazing. He actually I guess he must be starting soon. He might be starting right now. He literally takes like a month or two before Halloween, and he literally turns his house into like a escape room-ish Halloween house.
That's so okay. So off the air, we have to talk because that sounds amazing.
Yeah, but he can only, I don't know if I can get you there because he can only invite so many people. It literally is his house.
Yeah, no,
he has to go to bed there.
He has to go to. He's like, guys, either solve it or get out.
Yeah, all right.
Either get out or get out.
Yeah, like you guys have failed. You've made it.
You
this
guys
far
have failed.
into
It's
the
been
night.
2.5 hours. You're stupid.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. You haven't figured this out. You lost.
That's so cool.
But he literally does. It's amazing. He's like an artist, and like he
wow.
He like breaks down the walls in his own house, and like he turns it into this.
Breaks down the walls in his house.
I mean, not break down like actually, but I mean like he'll
section
take
off
stuff.
rooms and stuff.
Yeah, he'll start to take down the art pieces boxes and move furniture around to get things to fit right. And
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
yeah, and he must be starting by now because he says like it takes like at least like a month or two.
I feel like to do something like that, you have to start probably now.
Yeah, so
Because you need time to plan and to acquire everything.
and by the way, that's something else too. If you're interested in that, you could do that yourself. If you own the place, why not? You could make your own haunted house and invite your friends over.
Something that I wanted to try was making a haunted
Oh,
house.
I know what I wanted to mention.
Oh,
all right,
go ahead.
just hit me
Okay.
now. All right, so Rachel and I and our neighbors, it's kind of a similar path. We played this game called Unlock.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of this?
No. Is this
This
a
is
board game, card game, video game?
It's a card game, but there's like an app element to it. It's a really interesting like choose your own adventure story.
Okay.
It's like an escape room meets a card game.
Oh.
And it's interesting. It's like so the one we played was you have to investigate a haunted house because the man who owns the haunted house is controlling the weather and there's like this crazy fog that won't disappear from the city. But like what it does is like you the deck that you get to play the game is already like organized and ready to go. So like the first card is like your intro card. It gives you like the lay of the land. And like it's like, okay, now start the journey. And like you also play it on the app. And when you hit the app, your timer starts.
Oh.
And
That's intense.
And like when you get the first card, it shows you like the house or the cemetery that's in the corner or the well that's to the left or something. And it's like, okay, where do you want to investigate first?
Okay.
And as you do it, it unlocks literally the game's called Unlock. It unlocks a different path. And it's like you may have to take like an item from the one path you went, take another item from another path you went, throw it together.
And this is done as a card game.
Yeah, it's mostly card game. Yeah, it's mostly
interesting,
but it's a cooperative. Card game.
I like cooperative games.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it seems like it's probably a smaller package. The fact that it's just a card game. You know, got to bring like a huge box anywhere.
You literally just need the cards and some sort of tablet or some sort of
like a mobile device.
So you can interact with the app portion of it.
Is it? Do you think it's replayable?
No.
Or is that okay? So that's the thing. Once you beat it, you know like the kind of the path.
Yeah, you can't. There's no replayability, unfortunately.
Okay. That's okay. I've played games like that before.
But it is an interesting experiment because like you can have like 3, 4, 5 people all working together trying to figure out like what should we do? What's the next step?
I'm always looking for unique experiences like that. So actually, it reminds me of something that Jordan and I played just a week or two ago. I know we're getting long in the intro, but it made me think of this. It's called.
We're nerds. We're allowed to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how it works.
And this is another great suggestion for everybody out there looking for something fun, cooperative, unique experience like you described. It's called Hunt a Killer. Have you seen?
Oh, I've seen ads for it.
So it's a subscription service. We didn't get the subscription service. We bought just the one game they had. Believe it was like Target or somewhere. It's called Murder at the Dive Bar. And you open up this box, and it has like actual physical components. Like for Murder at the Dive Bar, you have like a book of matches. There's like a coaster. There's like different papers and photographs, and it literally is a game about you solving a murder mystery. So like, there's a ladder. It's like, oh, we believe the owner of this bar was murdered. The cops are saying it was just an accident, but we don't believe them. Here's the evidence that I collected. We need your help as the private investigator to help solve the case. And then you literally just pour over these different documents and photos, and you try to create like a timeline and find alibis for the suspects. And there's like a little locked pouch. You have to discover the code to unlock it. It gives you even more evidence. And when we got to the locked pouch and we took it out, we had kind of guessed, but then we took it out, we're like, oh my God, like the revelation that you find out like what was actually happening behind the scenes. It was really
I've
exciting.
seen an ad for it. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, strongly recommend. We played it was the easiest one. It was the only one they had available, but apparently they have like, a whole different line of it. So what you said reminded me of that. Like you can only play it one time.
Yeah, because that gives away the ending.
Right after you solve it, it's done. But like, like $20-$30 for like, 2 hours of cooperative crime solving. That's a pretty good deal.
You invite your friends over, you make it a night.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So there you go. A couple of nerdy recommendations from us here in the intro portion of the show. But all right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We need to
Yes.
get to the news at hand. So let's launch into the first round of topics in the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports. In your face. Ha ha!
Oh, yeah, sports coming at you in your face. And this is also kind of apropos because now that I've got a basement that I'm trying to trick out and finish, I may want to host football games down there. And the NFL is trying to woo me with some new packages.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is perfect for the new big screen setup. The NFL is jumping into the streaming wars with their own streaming service, NFL Plus. Very creatively named, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
NFL. You have, lots of marketing departments at your disposal, but you came up with NFL Plus,
Yeah, a third grader could have came up with this.
right?
Good job.
But, I think a third grader also came up with the 2 tiers that they came up with for this streaming service because I find it a little confusing. I want to see if you agree or not and question whether or not this is a good move by the NFL. So they have 2 tiers. They have NFL Plus and they have NFL Plus Premium. NFL Plus gets you the live, local, and primetime games on mobile and tablet devices. You get live out-of-market preseason games across all devices, live game audio for every game of the season, and an NFL library programming on demand ad-free, and that's $5 a month or $40 a year. So before I get into the issue that I have there, NFL Plus Premium gives you all of that, plus full game replays across devices ad-free, condensed game replays across devices, all ad-free, and of course the all 22 footage ad-free, and that's $10 a month or $80 a year. Here's the part where I'm confused, specifically with where you're allowed to watch games. Because in the basic NFL Plus tier, it says live, local, and primetime games on mobile and tablet devices. Do I have to watch my Philadelphia Eagles on my 5-inch phone screen and not on my television or console or PC?
Yeah.
Because here's now I'm a big person when it comes to language, right? So it says on mobile and tablet devices. The next one it says preseason games across all devices. What's the difference between those 2 options?
Well,
Is it just? Do you think it's just a flub that nobody caught? Do they
No.
mean all devices? Do they mean they're going to have an app, or is this literally just log into NFL.com and use their crappy media player
yeah,
to watch the games? This sounds
yeah.
awful, right?
I hate to say this, but yeah, this is like just only the app, it sounds to me, which unfortunately they need to go. They have to go this path because they still want to have the Sunday game day ticket as a separate thing because they're in high negotiations with Amazon, Apple Plus, which are the 2 leading competitors, because they're going to sell the rights to that because they just were able to release their contract from DirecTV.
right.
They're selling that. That's the big motherload. They
So,
want that to be separate, and that's going to Amazon or Apple Plus.
This is so annoying. They're trying to double dip, and
Yeah.
they're splitting up. Instead of they could have been like everything NFL in one spot on
Yeah.
all your devices, $10 a month.
but
Everybody will buy it.
But I wonder how big the mega deal they're getting from Amazon or Apple Plus
If it's
is.
Amazon and Apple, we're looking at
Billions.
yes, I think over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Over
So-
if those are the 2 players, we're talking.
So
what?
I mean,
Yeah.
wouldn't you take the $1 billion up front versus trying to nickel and dime with your own little dinky app thing?
I mean, from a business decision, yes, but then.
Like I hate to
But
say,
then why? Then why even bother? Why wouldn't you just continue to parcel it out to other
because
big companies?
this is just this whole NFL Plus thing. This is just icing on the cake. Like this will be nice if they get another subscriber base with this, but their eye on the prize is the mega contract that they're going to sign for Sunday game day ticket with either Amazon or Apple Plus.
And that's what I was seeing when the articles were coming out. I'm like, there's huge gaps here.
which is going to be satisfied by you getting the game day ticket. Yeah.
God, it's so I know that we were chatting a little bit about how you were thinking about getting, because you heard the rumor mill that the NFL was going to announce something like this, and this is perfect for people like you who've cut the cord and you rely on streaming services. Does this excite you? Are you going to jump into NFL Plus Premium, or like what's the strategy here?
Yeah,
if it's not a
no.
complete package.
My goal is I want to see where the Sunday game day ticket ends up. Because if that's a reasonable price, I'd rather go that route than fiddle around with an app.
Yeah.
This is really for people I feel like that are on the go, and they're
This seems
or they get dragged to some more family functions on Sundays and they don't want to.
this is and this may come off a little bit pretentious, but this is for non-tech savvy NFL fans.
Yeah.
That they just want to watch their team and they're just going to watch it on their phone.
Yeah.
Or they're going to watch it on their tablet while they're sitting in the living room after Thanksgiving dinner with the kids running around. Like, it's not like for us who are like, well, can I not use like a native app on a television? Like, can I replace like the local broadcasts with this? This is for people that just want to watch. They just want to watch the football.
Yeah, be away from whenever they want to, on demand, literally.
Right. Me, when I read this, I'm like, well, this sucks. I want an NFL Plus icon on my TV that I can go to, and there's all the NFL Network content. There's all of the all 22 footage. There's all the games, and there's a library of past games. I can go back and watch the Eagles Super Bowl whenever I want. I can watch, the game that just happened. I can get, just everything in one spot on an app on the TV.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it on my phone or have to cast it to the TV. That's a half measure. I can already kind of do that,
Yeah.
if you look in the right spots.
Yeah, no, I say this announcement here is kind of just to whet the appetite, because
It's a half step.
yeah, for most people, this isn't what you need. This is for the people that are constantly on the go and they're never at home or something.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this makes me very interested to see what the final package will be with the new Sunday game day ticket, because I want to know who's getting that. I want to know what the price point is, because I'd have to imagine if it's Amazon, they would definitely make that like some sort of just like, I don't know, like $100 add-on to your Prime account or something. They could make it so ridiculously easy.
If Amazon, if the rights were to fall to Amazon, they could do what Amazon does and undercut literally everyone.
Yeah.
They could probably just tie it into Prime, not even bat an eye, and because they know that they're going to be like, oh, you like watching NFL? Well, click this link and go buy your team's merchandise.
Yep.
Also on Amazon, or whatever deal they cook up.
There's so many possibilities for Amazon. I would have to think Amazon is throwing billions of dollars.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
they already
Apple,
have kind of a deal with Amazon as well.
Yeah, with the Thursday Night Football.
Now, Apple, I heard, was interested in this. They were interested in showing some other sports. Apple is trying to diversify their offerings on Apple TV+.
Yeah, I feel like Apple, this is like their last gaps.
But
if they don't come through on this,
but for me,
I don't know where they go.
It's strange. Well, Apple TV Plus actually has a lot of really, as we talked about last week, a lot of really well critically received shows. It's odd that they want to branch into sports, and they should just lean into the Codas and the Ted Lassos and the...
Yeah, but really, though?
Really what? I mean...
Like, I know you're going to laugh at me, but, like, that's still not enough for me to even think about jumping ship.
Yeah.
Now, you get NFL Net, you get the NFL Game Day package. Oh, whoa.
Are you going to become an Apple fan? If they
I'm not going to become an Apple fan, but I would have to at least consider, like, what are they offering?
I will say, I know this is about sports and not about entertainment, but it really is a shame that Apple doesn't have more subscribers. People are missing out on some really high-quality television and movies.
Yeah. But
I know it's not enough.
It's not enough, yeah,
because
unfortunately.
Because compared to the others, they don't have the back catalog.
Yeah.
And that's the uphill battle. Like, Disney's like, here's 100 years of television and movies.
Right.
And Apple's like, we have 5.
Right. Yep.
But if they got the sports, you're right. That would be huge. And that's why
I feel like this is kind of their last. This is their Hail Mary. They need to at least come through. They need to at least make an aggressive offer against Amazon on this.
I think they definitely are. I think from an entertainment perspective, they'll still be around, but this would definitely help take them to that next level,
Right.
where they're
They're in like the
they're
league
in the
of
they're in the
Prime and
discussion
Netflix.
of right, exactly, yeah. Because right now they're in like that mid tier of
Yeah,
streaming services, yeah.
But I still think Amazon would be the perfect place. To me, the writing is on the wall. Like you could do the integrations that they have. It would be perfect.
Yeah, I mean Amazon
Literally just make it like, I don't know, $100 or $200, add onto your account. Boom. Get every single NFL game.
That's if the NFL and Amazon want to be greedy. They don't even need to make it that much, because I think the real benefit with Amazon is you could have storefronts on Amazon as the NFL. Connect directly there for the merchandise. Maybe have a ticket reselling thing.
Yep.
I mean, Amazon's in so many different industries. Like,
it makes sense.
the sky's the limit when it comes to integrations.
Yeah.
Like you said. So
it wouldn't surprise me if we get a news bulletin in the next coming weeks that's like Amazon pays, I don't know, $10 billion for the rights for game day ticket. That's what I want to see. I want to see where that ends up, because I'd be interested in that. This is kind of...
it's weird. It's a half measure.
Yeah, half measure. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, you're right. But nevertheless, maybe if you do travel a whole lot, then this could be an option for you, this NFL Plus and NFL Plus Premium. But personally, I'm looking for... I want to see the game day package. Where does that end up? That's going to be the big chip to fall, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, well, that ends that topic, but we still have more football news, and in order for us to get through it, we're going to introduce our new segment, the 3-minute drill. We're going to hit this topic in 3 minutes or less. You ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
All right, and the clock is armed. Go! What's the topic?
This week in the 3-minute drill, we have one big fat story for a big fat contract. The Arizona Cardinals recently locked up their young star quarterback Kyler Murray to a 5-year, $230.5 million
had to be
deal.
slightly more than Deshaun Watson.
The 0.5, really?
That's why, yeah. The Deshaun Watson deal's $230 million.
I know. It's like these guys, but you know what? That 0.5 right there, it puts him right up with some of the biggest contracts of all time. $160 million fully guaranteed. His average annual value is $46.1 million. This places this contract as the second most guaranteed money behind Deshaun Watson, who his entire contract was guaranteed, which is a whole other topic. But Kyler Murray also has the second highest annual average value, just behind Aaron Rodgers at 50-point-some million. Blowing up the quarterback market again.
Yep.
$230 million. It's like the same song and dance every time. This is like literally a quarter of the cap.
Yep.
In quarterback. I mean, $46 million a year.
Boy, are you going to get ready for Lamar Jackson coming up? Because he's due. There's going to be a lot of interesting moves that are going to be made in not just the next couple of months, but the offseason next year, too. There's going to be a lot of people. They're due for their next contract.
How about we bring it home? What do we do about Jalen Hurts?
Yep, it's coming up.
Because wouldn't one say that Jalen Hurts has similar talents? I would argue not nearly as strong in the quarterback category, but a lot of people love Jalen Hurts. I feel like a lot of people in the city would be willing to give him maybe not $230 million, but a huge chunk.
He's got to earn it this season. We got to see how well he performs.
This is it. This is make or break.
And also, too, now he's got A.J. Brown. You've got now 2 stud wide receivers line up in your offense.
Yeah.
He's got to produce some decent numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. If he can't in this offense, no way he's getting a contract like this. But every time I see something, one of these contracts hit the news headlines, I'm like, there goes another team just, basically signing off on a half decade of mediocrity. You can't build a team when you're devoting $50 million a year to a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, the salary cap hasn't gone up since 2020.
Salary cap is what, like close, just under 200?
It's 200 million, I think, somewhere
you're
around
talking,
there.
That's a quarter of your team's entire salary on one position.
Yep.
There's 11 starters on offense. This one starter is, a quarter of the entire salary cap. Like, how can you build a championship team?
Yep. So we're going to be in an interesting future as the salary cap may be in jeopardy with all these quarterback major contracts happening. And I hate to say it, but I think it goes back to your boy Kirk Cousins.
Literally ruined everything.
He had the his contract was fully guaranteed, right? He was the first one.
When he signed with Minnesota, God, I don't even know, what was it, like 6 years ago now? Something 5 years?
4 or 5. It hasn't been 6.
Has it been 6?
No.
He made, it was records at the time. It was like a small contract comparatively to these guys. It was like,
but it was fully
it was
guaranteed.
like 80 or 90. Yeah, but it was 100% right. It was 100% guaranteed, and that had never been done before. It was like the first ever fully guaranteed contract. And then everybody in the league was like, "Oh, we can do that."
Yeah.
And also quarterbacks in the league were like, "Oh, we can basically just force teams to give us whatever we want because we're quarterbacks."
I'll spin off on a good side topic here just for a little bit.
Go for it.
So again, I just want to reiterate how a fully guaranteed contract works because I think it's funny. I just want to. I like the visual imagination of it. Because we did it with Deshaun Watson. Literally, if a contract is fully guaranteed, that means the team that is issuing that fully guaranteed contract has to take that guaranteed money, run over to the bank, get that $200 million, whatever, and all of it has to be deposited immediately into an escrow account. You cannot touch it. Once you've promised that to be guaranteed money, the team is not allowed to touch that money, period, after that point.
Right.
So literally for Deshaun Watson, his was $230 million. After they signed that contract, someone had to run over to the bank that the Cleveland Browns bank at and had to pull $230 million from the team's finances and throw it into a separate escrow account. You have to pay, basically what I'm trying to get at, you have to pay that essentially that day if you make it a fully guaranteed contract.
Yeah, like no matter how it's broken down, year to year in the contract, the money is, like you said, it's locked down.
Yeah.
Which is just, it's insane to think about.
Right. So an interesting side topic to all this, especially coming off of the Kyler Murray contract news, is Joe Burrow right now, the current AFC champion. Remember that? He was in the Super Bowl, huh? Everyone remember that?
Yeah.
Does anybody remember that?
I do.
Because right now he's entering his third season.
Yeah.
And he led one of the poorest franchises to a Super Bowl run.
I mean, behind that offensive line, what he did was superhuman.
Yep. So there was kind of a lot of talk that he's probably going to be looking at a similar contract to this.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, the Bengals are kind of known for being one of the cheapest and poorest organizations in the league. So a lot of people were like, out of all the teams to do a guaranteed contract, a lot of people were like, I don't know if the Bengals is the one that's going to be able to do this. This might be the first time that we see colliding heads between an outstanding quarterback and the franchise. And I thought that might have been a good topic to talk about. But then literally today, I think it was their GM came out and said, oh, no, re-signing Joey Burrow is going to be one of our main goals in 2023.
Well, it's going to be their main goal, but, how are they going to approach it? Are they going to approach it with the old philosophy of, the very old school, if you don't want to take our deal, then don't take our deal.
Basically, I think by the sound of the GM,
they're gonna do
poop
whatever.
in his pants.
Yeah,
I almost cursed there. Whoops.
Whoops.
Poop in his pants live on that interview. I think they're going to cave in because
they're gonna do whatever it takes.
Literally,
look, Joe Burrow took you to a Super Bowl.
Brought you to a Super Bowl
with no one.
Bengals had. When's the last time the Bengals had any sort of success?
They had one of the worst offensive lines.
Yeah,
and they were close to winning.
The only thing I can think of is the 1 year Andy Dalton led them to a 10-6 record and they won the division randomly.
Yeah,
and even then they didn't. I don't think they won a playoff game that year. I think they were 1-out.
I don't think they did.
So literally, this team has not had any sort of postseason success, and this guy comes along and takes your team to a Super Bowl. Pay him whatever he wants.
Whatever he wants. It's going to be 200 plus. We're in the era of 200 million.
So basically, the long story short is I'm trying to get at there is this weird kind of alternate viewpoint that you need to have with some of these quarterbacks, because it's like for Joe Burrow for what he did with the Bengals, he deserves a big contract. That's amazing. He took the Bengals to the Super Bowl. I still can't believe they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when we get to Jalen Hurts, I don't know. It's going to depend on what he does this season.
Right, exactly. But man, it just makes me worried because like it's gonna end up being like, now I know hindsight it's 2020, but like another Carson Wentz type situation where, you know, his first year he's like average, shows some promise. Second year comes in, it's like, oh my God, he's almost a league MVP. Here's a literal dump truck full of money, and then just nothing. I could honestly see that type of flame out potential with Jalen Hurts because I think his ceiling is lower. People like his physical like ability, but I think his overall like football just talent is maybe not quite the same caliber as some of these other quarterbacks.
So just so we have this on the record, whenever you doubt Jalen Hurts, I want to be able to play this soundbite in the background.
What? You are not the guy. You're not capable of being the guy. I had a guy, but now I don't. You are not the guy.
So there you go. I'm going to put that in the sound.
I agree.
In my sound bank here.
You should.
So whenever you diss Jalen Hurts, I'm going to bring that up.
Go ahead, because I'm going to be doing it a lot this season, probably.
So there you go. I have it now on the record. But there you go. That's what we have for you in the Sports Sampler. What a way to conclude with a Breaking Bad reference. But that's also a good transition because after the break, we'll have the entertainment entree and then the non-fortune cookie odd news still to come. We'll be right back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Don't go anywhere.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby, Barnes & Noble, and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
If you go to Taco Bell at 3 a.m, this is what you're going to get. Yeah,
That clip is already coming into play.
Yes, already. So there you go.
Stop.
What happened?
The thing went on.
Well, how did that turn on?
I don't know. The fart sound.
The fart sound turned Amazon on?
I think the fart sound turned on my Echo.
What the
I
hell?
don't know. It turned on.
What are you doing, Jeff Bezos? What are you into?
Basically, he's listening to fart sounds.
He's listening to our fart sounds. Oh, my God.
I changed the trigger word to fart. I got to fart at it now. I don't know what happened.
That's really awkward. You're going to have to... Excuse me.
Excuse me. How can I help you?
You may need some bowel.
Do you want me to automatically order you Pepto-Bismol? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm talking to it solely through farts now.
It actually, you fart into it.
Fart once for yes and twice for no.
No. Actually, you fart into the device, and then
Yeah.
Amazon can determine what medicine you need.
Oh, right. Wow. That's next level right there. Or what you've been eating and what you want to reorder. I detect Cheetos. Would you like to subscribe?
Would you like a bulk order of Cheetos?
Oh, yes, please.
Cheetos ordered.
Cheetos. That story took a turn.
Yeah.
Cheetos ordered.
Okay. All right. There you go. The latest from Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
It's amazing technology, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We did some sports there. We inadvertently kind of covered entertainment a little bit in the intro portion because we recommended some
all over the place
nerd games. But we want to get back on track because this is coming up now, the official segment where we go over movie, TV, video games, and other nerdy stuff. It is time for the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty? Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right. And to kick it off, we're going to do the segment where Mike is going to let you know what you should keep an eye out for in movies, TV, and video games this upcoming weekend with Mike's This Week in Entertainment. All right. What do you got for us, Mike?
All right, this week, if families with kids are looking for a way to beat the heat this summer, they can check out DC League of Super Pets coming to theaters this week. This is what DC's doing nowadays, huh, Rich?
Great. Thank you. Thank you for pointing this out.
It's I know, well, because the other topic on entertainment's all Marvel.
Oh, great. Oh, boy.
Just wanted to throw that out there. It's an animated film featuring...
I'm surprised you don't have your Marvel shirt on, you bastard.
I should have. Damn. I missed out. I messed up. But back to this movie. It's an animated film featuring The Rock as Crypto the Superdog and John Krasinski as Superman. When Superman and the Justice League get kidnapped, Crypto must form a ragtag team of shelter pets to rescue them. It actually has decent reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got like an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes with an average score of like 6.5. So it's perfect for a week, an afternoon at the movies with the kids. Go check out DC League of Super Pets with the family if you're looking for a way to beat the heat. If you want to beat the heat inside, though, check out Paper Girls coming to Amazon Prime this week. It's based on an award-winning graphic novel of the same name. Paper Girls is a mystery sci-fi story about 4 newspaper delivery girls who become caught in a war between 2 factions of time travelers who send them throughout time to save the world. It seems really interesting just on the premise alone. Haven't had a chance to check out any of the actual trailers, but it's based on an award-winning graphic novel, which is all the rage with streaming television now. They want to turn every comic into a show, it seems. So go check out Paper Girls on Amazon Prime this week as well, and that's what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment.
All right, Mikey, thank you for that segment this week in entertainment. Let's get to Marvel.
Yeah, enough of that nonsense.
All right.
DC Super Pets.
Yeah. All right, good for you.
Oh, no! We suck again!
There you go. I'll give you that bone.
Thank
DC
you.
sucks again.
It does.
Right now.
But luckily, we still have Marvel. I mean, do you need DC when you have announcements like this at San Diego?
Wait, hold
Comic-Con?
on. No. I'm not gonna. No, I'm gonna take a little bit of that back because there's still the Batman. Batman was pretty good this year. That came out.
I haven't seen it yet, but I do want to.
It's
if I
it's
can
a
set
little
aside
long.
the 17 hours to watch it.
It's all right. Hold on. It's not 17 hours. It's 2 and 45. I think 2 hours and 45. It's close to 3.
Okay.
It's good. It is. It
Okay.
actually. I was pleasantly surprised.
I do.
So
have
DC does have. They do have a home run this year.
It's whenever they don't advertise films.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
it literally is. It's the for those that missed out on our previous theory. Yeah, we have a theory that whenever DC doesn't actively promote their movie, it does better.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, so it still holds up true.
Yeah, and I do have to still watch The Batman. I have it in my list on HBO Max.
It's good. It is. Objectively, they did a good job. I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay, good.
Okay. Now
That's
all right. Oh, jeez. Not going to give me a bone over here.
No, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if it's good, but I do want to watch it. And look, some DC movies have been very good. They just struggle to connect them and make them mean anything meaningful.
Thank you.
When viewed as a whole.
All right.
I'm busting your chops.
Right.
DC has its gems, but Marvel really does excel at the connected universe. And at San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel and Disney announced the name of this new saga in which we find ourselves in the midst, the Multiverse Saga.
Yes.
I don't know why they waited until near the end of Phase 4 to announce what we're doing.
Yeah, by the way, not that I'm ragging on the movies, but like this Phase 4 for them being Marvel, I don't know. It's a weird ending point for Phase 4 because Wakanda Forever comes out around Thanksgiving, I think.
November 11th,
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever comes out.
That's going to be the last movie in Phase 4, according to what they announced at the Comic-Con.
Yes,
that seems like a weird stopping point to me, doesn't it?
Not just Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, but She-Hulk as well. Like that's the last Disney Plus series is She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, or I forget what the subtitle is. And then Black Panther Wakanda Forever is the final movie for Phase 4. Phase 4, for me, is a transitionary phase. They're laying the breadcrumbs for something much larger, which we'll get into in a little bit. My big problem with Phase 4 movies, and we've talked about this previously, is that they all felt very isolated in a way. Like Doctor Strange was a very good horror movie, and Thor: Love and Thunder is a very good rom-com, but I'm failing to see the connections. And when I try to think back to Phase 1, there weren't really many strong connections, but I think because we've become so accustomed through Phase 2 and 3 of having those connections and having that larger sort of through line, that maybe we expected more out of Phase 4 than we really should have. But is that our fault as consumers, or is that Marvel's fault for leading us to believe this is what all these movies are going to be like going forward?
I think it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
I can understand, that maybe you shouldn't have the mentality that every movie shouldn't be connected into the Marvel universe.
You have Thor 4, so shouldn't it be a little bit? And Doctor Strange was also in the previous phases, so shouldn't we see more ties? Because Phase 1, I see this point being made online. They're like, Phase 1, nothing was connected. Yes.
But they were all origin stories.
That was the point. We're past the origin story. We know Thor. We know Doctor Strange. We know... And the origin stories in Phase 4 have been very good. And they had the strongest connections, kind of. Shang-Chi had the literal meeting of everybody talking about the 10 rings there at the end as an Easter egg.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But you're right. They were origin stories. That's the point. There were no connections. They weren't supposed to be.
Now you're dealing with
Spider-Man. It's an established world and universe.
And right. I feel like the time for that is over, especially when you're trying to do a multiverse saga. It seems like things should bleed into each other. This is the time. Yeah. And they were kind of avoiding it. So I don't know, how that's going to play in. And then I just think Black Panther Wakanda Forever, that's a weird stop point for
it's a weird
Phase 4.
Especially after losing Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Because not only are you ending on Black Panther, but you have to imagine this is not the movie that they originally planned on releasing.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That may be a misfire, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. The original Black Panther was one of my favorite Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Top 10.
It was very good.
It was really good. So I'm really excited for this one. I don't know how I'm going to feel without Chadwick Boseman, but I'm excited to see it anyway. But I'm more excited to get into Phase 5. They detailed the entire.
Isn't it kind of like they're like rushing Phase 4? Like, forget about Phase 4. Now here's Phase 5. Remember Phase 5?
We've been in Phase 4 for a while, but you're right. I feel like they announced so much at Comic-Con because I think they heard people saying, how does this all connect? We have like these glimmers of hope like WandaVision and Doctor Strange, but everyone's like, but how does it all connect? After Endgame, we were like, we want a larger, more tied together universe. I think Marvel and Disney heard. They gave us all of Phase 5 release schedule in one go. And boy, there's some really big announcements here. Phase 5 kicks off. They love doing this with an Ant-Man movie. They've done this a couple times.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania kicks off Phase 5 in February. This is important because I think it's basically confirmed that there's going to be some sort of either Kang the Conqueror or Doctor Doom thing happening in Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania. I think they're going to bring in Kang as a villain and start to build him towards being one of the big bads in these next two phases. After Ant-Man and Wasp, in the spring, you have Secret Invasion, and this is going to see a lot of Easter eggs start to pay off that we've been seeing through some of the mid and end credit scenes. Specifically, does anyone remember Nick Fury's like not on Earth?
Yeah, whoops.
Did we just conveniently forget that? Like he's in space right now. Secret Invasion.
Right. Who was that guy?
Secret Invasion is the storyline where all of those aliens in disguise, they're going to start waging this secret war against each other, and Earth is going to be the battleground. And what I think we're going to see is some of the characters who we thought were acting either strangely or events that didn't seem to sync up. It's going to be revealed that there's other people pulling the strings or other people disguised as them. I think it's going to be, there's a little bit of subterfuge happening here with Secret Invasion. And that, of course, space leads perfectly into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I'm really excited to see how the events of Endgame impact the Guardians. Are we going to see Thor at all with the Guardians in Volume 3? How are they going to deal with Gamora being dead, with Nebula now being kind of like a good guy? Like, there's a lot of things that were left unanswered at the end of Endgame, and I'm really excited to see how those things play out. They got their original director back. Remember, they had a little bit of a controversy there. Really excited to see, the whole team back together again. So, really excited to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. On Disney Plus that summer, we have Echo, which is a new series, and Loki Season 2, which is really, really fast turnaround.
Yeah, I really liked the first season of Loki, so I'm interested to see where this springs off in Phase 5.
Right. I really enjoyed the first season. They introduced Kang, which was a big point going forward, and so it makes sense they need to jam another season in there in Phase 5 if they want to continue building towards Kang as the big bad for Phase 5 and Phase 6. They also have The Marvels, which is a Captain Marvel sequel in July. Not too intrigued by that. Captain Marvel was one of, the movies that I wasn't too big on in the previous phases, but we'll see how they go.
Yeah.
They clearly want to make Captain Marvel a thing, especially given the end of... Have you watched Miss Marvel on Disney Plus?
No.
Okay.
Whoops.
I don't think you care at all. Like, Captain Marvel is the main character's like idol. She like fantasizes about her, and one of the not fantasizes. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's a teenage character.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, teenage, hormones running high may happen.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
Whoops. Usually saving that for the odd news.
Yeah, usually. So I don't know if it's gonna have anything like that in the movie, but we can wait and find out in July. Then we get Blade in November of that year with Mahershala Ali starring as Blade, which I think that's
a great casting.
That's a great casting.
Yeah.
Never into Blade, but with Mahershala Ali, it might be a completely different. I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
You get Ironheart series on Disney Plus in the fall. In the winter, you get Agatha, Coven of Chaos, which is the Agatha Harkness Disney Plus spinoff. Of course, everybody loved Agatha. Do we need a spinoff for her? I know she was a fun villain, but I feel like it's really just, playing
Fan
into
service.
fan service. So we'll see. And
Yeah.
I feel the same way about Ironheart. Like, Iron Man is no more, so now they need another Iron Man / woman, and they're like, here's Ironheart. I feel like we could have done without these two properties. But we'll see how they tie it all together. This is a big one. A lot of people excited for this next one, though. Daredevil Born Again on Disney+.
Yeah, he's always had like random cameos here and there, and he's coming back.
And it's the Netflix cast as well,
Yeah.
which people are excited about. Big 18-episode season 1. They said season 1. So they're planning
If they're
for more.
doing Daredevil, please, could they find a way to bring back Punisher? Because I love Punisher.
I know you like
that
Punisher.
first season of Punisher was badass. They did a great job with that story.
Well, hopefully, if they're willing to entertain some of those Netflix series, maybe they'll bring in more properties eventually. But the first thing they have to do before that is make a 4th Captain America film, Captain America: New World Order, in May 2024. This is, of course, starring Captain Falcon America.
Falcon.
I never watched Captain Falcon.
Captain
Winter Soldier.
I want him.
That's not. I know that's not his name, but
that should be his name, Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
It makes sense.
Every time I try to talk about that show, I'm like, I haven't seen Captain Falcon. Everyone looks at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, I cannot, for whatever reason. It's just Captain Falcon in my head.
I don't know. It's
but like
accurate.
he's like, spoiler alert, he's like Captain America now, right?
Yeah.
But like with wings or no?
But he should be Captain Falcon.
He should be Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
Forge your own path.
Yeah.
Captain Falcon. And then we wrap up with Thunderbolts, which is a team of reformed supervillains in July of 2024. That's the last movie of Phase 5. And then, here's the big thing that I really want to get to. They teased Phase 6, opening up with Fantastic Four in November 2024.
Crazy.
So this is really exciting because for Marvel fans, Fantastic Four was one of those Fox properties. So we kind of now get a firm timeline that we shouldn't expect any Fantastic Four or X-Men movies or series until Phase 6. But with that confirmation, they're saying it is 100%. And we knew it was 100% going to happen, but now we know when. Now we know Phase 6, Fantastic Four, X-Men, probably Deadpool, all in the cards.
Yeah.
If
they're going to be used.
They're going to absolutely be used because there are 8 listed projects on the timeline that have no title. When they showed the timeline, it was like Fantastic Four and then 8 empty time slots. And I'm like, wow, that is a lot of Marvel in a year.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a lot
They
of
just
Marvel.
want to keep going to the bank. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Phase 6, especially because they're ramping up towards the final 2 movies and they have to introduce the X-Men. The X-Men are going to be a couple of those properties, a couple of those projects, because in 2025, we have 2 Avengers movie, the 5th and 6th Avengers movies, Avengers Kang Dynasty in May 2025, and then finally, and this is very exciting, Avengers Secret Wars in November 2025. I am so excited for all the possibilities of Secret Wars. Just as a brief 1,000-foot view, Secret Wars is when they mention incursions in Doctor Strange, when one universe collides with another. Secret Wars is when they actually do, like, an incursion event happens and they cannot stop it. And the universes collide. The heroes are taken to a place called Battle World, where all of Earth's mightiest heroes have to, fight to survive.
It's basically Mortal Kombat.
Kind of like a Marvel Mortal Kombat, if you want to frame it that way. The way that one article put it is basically picture a mashup of Dune and Game of Thrones with a dash of spandex, and you have an idea of the status quo going into Secret Wars. So it's kind of like this weird, like Wild West, like fiefdom world where like different properties have, different kingdoms or whatever. And ruling over all of those kingdoms is Doctor Doom. I don't know if they're swapping out Doom for Kang the Conqueror, if they're going to work together, if one is going to be puppeting the other, how it's all tied in, because we know, obviously, Kang is the big bad leading up to the first Avengers movie
Yeah.
in Phase 6.
But then it would be a good switcheroo to put, it was Doom all
to be
along.
like, Kang's the bad guy, but you only thought he was the bad guy because he was trying to
It was
protect
Doom.
you from...
It was Dr. Doom all along.
So, really, really excited to see Secret Wars. It's where you're going to get the X-Men and Fantastic Four. It's how they're going to officially bring them into the MCU universe, because once the universes collide, that's the easiest way to say, all right, when the universes separate, these guys got left behind.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty cut and dry. That's how they're going to do it, I think, without it. Because otherwise, you're left wondering, where were these guys for the previous 4.5 phases?
Yeah, where were they for Thanos?
Where were they for Thanos? You just have superheroes. You have, like, Dark Phoenix and, like, Wolverine, who's invincible, and they're just, like, going to sit this one out.
Yeah, we had enough of this. Bye.
You know, Storm, who can literally control the weather.
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Let's
We're
sit this
taking
one
a
out.
break.
I had COVID. I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't fight today.
But you see them sprinkling the breadcrumbs already. You saw, spoiler alert, Professor X in Miss Marvel, which you didn't watch. They officially mentioned genetic mutation.
Yeah, there you go.
Which seems like a weird thing to get nerdy about, but the term mutant was owned by Fox. Like, you couldn't say in the MCU, you couldn't say, like, oh, there's mutants. Like, now officially,
Fox,
mutants are in the MCU. Also in Secret Wars, the first time that Spider-Man dons the black symbiote suit.
Oh, there you go. So you're getting super excited now.
So I'm getting super excited because it's also an easy way to basically allow Spider-Man to coexist in both universes, because Secret Wars also ends up with having Spider-Man Peter Parker and Spider-Man Miles Morales in the same universe. That's one of the repercussions of the colliding universes. So there's a way to allow maybe an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and a Tom Holland Spider-Man, and Venom's in both. I'm just throwing out. There's like things in motion, and like if these companies are smart, they're just gonna do it.
Mike is connecting the dots.
They're just gonna do it. You know.
There you go. All right.
Just print the money. Sony, Marvel, Disney, just print it.
So there you go. That's the forecast from from Marvel weather expert Michael Costanzo.
Spider-Man for the next 3 years. No, I am super, super pumped. This is really exciting.
All right, so there you go. The latest from Marvel at San Diego Comic-Con. We'll see how it develops as we move forward. But for right now, we got to end entertainment, and we got to go to the third and final portion of the show, the non-fortune cookie news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing.
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. That'll be $4, baby. You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at Meat Tornado.
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. Oh, what does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders. Go to the bathroom, because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Woo, odd news.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news. Here in this segment, Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird, wacky story and keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that all my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing these stories for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen, because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. And I'm ready to get started. Where are we heading to, and why is it Florida?
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
Oh, yeah. Back in Florida.
I knew it.
Yep.
What are they up to now? I know it's the dog days of summer. They must be loosening their little minds. It's scrambled eggs down there.
Oh, yeah. But in this story, we're going to follow the case of 39-year-old Robert Otis Hoskins.
That's a name.
Yes, it is.
It sounds like a right proper name, Otis Hoskins.
Yep, Robert Otis Hoskins. He is from Ocala, Florida.
Okay.
Ocala, Ocala, Florida. Sounds like a soda. I'll have an Ocala, thank you.
Ocala Cola.
Ocala Cola, Ocala Cola. Have yourself an Ocala Cola.
I feel like
there you go. I even created a jingle. There you go. Right there. Somebody create it. There you go. I just made you a whole brand name and song.
And a jingle and
jingle.
everything.
Yeah, there you go. Just run with it. Okay, so this is a little bit of a timestamp here. This was actually during the pandemic in September of 2020. But I'm bringing this story up because this man was prosecuted for the crime he committed. And there was a still that was published from a body cam footage that one of the cops that attended to this man wore that became public. That is very good. So if you're watching the video feed, you're gonna have a good laugh in just a minute or two.
Okay.
But here is the story. So this guy, 39-year-old Robert Otis Hoskins, was arrested after police were called to his neighborhood. His neighbor called the cops on him because Hoskin broke into his house wearing just his underwear and threatened that he was going to kill him if the neighbor didn't give him clothes to wear that day.
Something just came over me and I took my clothes off.
Yes, you're responsible for giving me clothes right now.
Listen here. If you don't give me clothes right now,
it's your fault.
It's your fault.
And I'm killing you for it.
It's your fault. I woke up, didn't put anything on.
I woke up, there was no clothes on.
Why were you not there to dress me?
Yes. What is? Yeah. How dare
Don't you know the arrangement? You're supposed to dress me.
Clothe thy neighbor.
Clothe thy. Literally, clothe me.
You bastard.
You bastard.
Just love the balls on this guy.
That's
breaking into the neighbor's house
and then demanding that
you have to clothe me.
That's right.
By the way, I would assume that they are like similar sizes because like what happens if like they were different sizes? Like my clothes aren't going to fit you if we're different sizes.
If somebody's breaking in to demand somebody else clothe them, I don't think they're concerned with sizes. I think it's just like putting on a t-shirt that's 2 sizes too small. Or they're like swimming in pants. They have to like cinch them up with like a cord or something, you know?
He just has like a weird extension cord using it as a belt.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I have a feeling, a sneaking suspicion that he probably doesn't care.
Yeah. So I guess you're probably right on that front. Cops made it there in pretty good time because the man Hoskins was still there and still in just his underwear. So they made it in pretty good time. He didn't get his clothes yet.
Why is this neighbor like lollygagging with getting the clothes? He couldn't even make him presentable for the cops.
Yeah, how dare you? Come on.
I'm like more annoyed at the neighbor now.
Something just came over me and I took my clothes off.
Yeah, you need to get some clothes on you.
This man is a man in need.
Yes.
Okay.
So when cops arrived at the scene and confronted Hoskins about the threat, he tried to run away. But then they did, I guess, kind of like a circle loop around the house, at which point Hoskins got a Bible and threw it at the deputy.
Where did he get the Bible from? Wait, was this inside or outside?
At this point, this is outside.
Where did he find a Bible? Just run along. It's like, oh, a ground Bible.
Take that. Or I don't know. He had it on him, or was it in? It was in his underwear. I don't know. Underwear Bible.
An underwear Bible.
I don't know. He pulled out a Bible.
Most people keep it close to their heart. He keeps it close to the actual most important organ in the body.
Yes, very important.
Very important.
So, are you ready? Because this is the best part.
Is this the picture?
This is the best part if you're on the video feed.
Oh, man.
We actually have published from the police report and the law and the court case. Because of the court case, they published the still of this guy, Robert Otis Hoskins, throwing the Bible. There it is in mid-action. There he is in all of his glory. This is absolutely Florida chaos. I
don't know why it's so picturesque.
I love everything about this photo.
So, okay. Just turn the laptop a little bit so I can see it, so I can give everyone a really good description.
Yeah. So he's in some sort of boxer briefs.
Well, the thing that impresses me the most is this is a literal dirt road. So
Yes.
let me.
We
paint a
are in the
picture.
back roads.
This is not a neighborhood.
Backwooded area.
Yeah. To take every idea of like this being a neighborhood or maybe like a little city block right out of your mind. Get it, erase it right now. This is a dirt road. There's trees. There's like fields. There's like a trailer thing in the back.
Yeah.
And this man is running down this dirt road. He is accompanied by 2 animals.
There's 2 dogs running with him.
I don't know where they came from.
They just saw the excitement happening and just wanted to join in.
So like not just dirt road, but like you said, a backcountry. There's just stray dogs.
Yeah,
on this dirt road.
They want to join in.
But this man, this is like mid-stride. This looks like if he had a shirt on, would be on like a football trading card.
He's got
like the way
his arm is cocked,
like,
ready to throw.
Imagine like the cover of Sports Illustrated and like your favorite quarterback, and they're like mid-stride getting ready to like bomb it to your favorite receiver. That's what he looks like.
Yes, he's
like
ready.
For some reason, this is way too picturesque.
He's ready to bomb it downfield.
Does it not look like that?
I never thought of that. Yeah, it does.
Like literally, it looks like Aaron Rodgers on the run, getting ready to like launch a pass.
Except this is Florida man, and
is he bald? What else? How else?
Balding. Yeah, he's balding.
He's balding. I'm just trying to paint a picture. That Bible is huge.
Yeah, it is a pretty good Bible.
It's bigger than his head. Where did this come from? All right, so this is a dirt road. Is there just Bibles on the road? Like
Holy Road.
The boxes are too tight to carry a Bible. By the way, you can see stuff. This is quite the image.
Yes,
this is delightful.
Right, this was worth the odd news story.
This is like this should be in an art museum. Like this is.
Yes, we need to create an art museum dedicated
there's like
for odd news.
There's like impressionism. There's surrealism.
There's odd news.
Modernism. Yes, there's like postmodernism.
Yes. My favorite thing is he's also wearing a rosary. I didn't realize that.
Nice.
He's wearing a rosary bead, and there's some
sort of tractor. What is that?
There's some sort of cut too. He's got on his shoulder.
A cut?
Yeah, that's a gauze. So he's been hurt or something. I guess that's why he needed a shirt. I need to hide this. There's some sort of cut on his shoulder.
Yeah, I see that. Is the Bible open?
The Bible's open.
It's like fluttering in the wind. Like this is like it's like accidental Renaissance.
Yes.
This is Florida man accidental Renaissance. Everybody, if you're listening just the audio, just stop for a second. Just stop whatever you're doing.
Find the video feed.
Find the video. If you're listening to the video in the background, just stop for a second.
Take a minute.
Pull it up right now and just look at the picture.
Yeah.
Breathe it in. Ready with me? Breathe it in.
Yes.
This is Florida.
This is a good essence of Florida photo.
If you've never been to Florida, I imagine that's what 90% of the state is.
Yeah, you are right. And he really is in like mid cock, like ready to throw it downfield.
He really is.
Like that really actually like we need to cut
Are you sure
him
that's
out.
not Gardner Minshew?
Yeah,
Eagles fans will get that.
He left Philly to
Philly.
go Florida, see Jacksonville for a little bit.
Like if teams are looking for players, he looks like he's
got good form. Yeah.
Like he's about to complete a touchdown pass. I can feel it.
So we need to cut him out of this image,
crop him out, and just
and put him on a baseball or a football card.
Absolutely.
There you go. You're right.
Where did the dogs come from?
There's
so
two
many
dogs.
questions.
There's 2 dogs. Yep, they're there.
And who's he? This is body cam footage. So he's not throwing at this cop. He's like throwing at another cop.
Yeah, there's
like
the
distance.
There's 2 cops. Yeah, there must be another cop that he's aiming for,
but not the cop directly in front of him.
Correct. This is Florida.
So bad field vision.
Yeah, right. If he was a Madden character, his field vision's down a little bit.
Not good. Not good.
Yeah, unfortunately. So sorry. Yeah, your Madden rating went down the toilet.
I want to make that picture like my background or something. There's so much packed into so little. Picture. It's 1,000 words, whatever the saying.
That's worth 1 million.
1 million.
That is so good.
1 million words.
So it is a public record, so you can download it if you have some time and edit it and have some fun with it.
Beautiful. I'm going to frame it.
He also repeatedly screamed, "I condemn you," at both sheriff deputies.
Okay. So he's working for or with God,
I guess. One of the deputies did say the Bible was a direct hit on his jaw.
Ow! I'm
He's got
quarterback
good accuracy.
Quarterback material.
He's got good accuracy.
That's where you want to place the ball so they can catch it, right there. You know.
Wow. Yeah. Seattle.
Wow.
Seattle doesn't have a quarterback.
No, they don't.
Call this guy up.
You know what? They should. You know what better way to reform criminals than to give them a $230 million fully guaranteed contract
in the NFL? There you go. Why
Get
not?
it? Get it,
this guy,
guys?
Yeah, that still was from the body cam footage that was shown in the courtroom.
Breathtaking.
Yep. Then the deputies, unfortunately, at that point, were able to consider the Bible a weapon. And
I mean, isn't it always? I didn't say it. I did.
And the deputies then tasered him and took him into custody.
And the power of God didn't save him?
I guess not.
Oh,
No,
man.
it's not enough there. Unfortunately, there's another caveat to this story. This might lower his Madden ranking here.
Oh, no.
Because while he was in the cop car being driven to the local jail, Hoskins then defecated all throughout the cop car.
Oh, man.
Oh. Hoskins claims that it was a result from being tasered, but the cops say that is not a thing that happens when you get tasered.
I don't know about that.
So, unfortunately...
He's like, now's my chance. Perfect excuse.
Well, if I'm going to jail anyway, I might as well stick it to these guys.
You know what I hate? When you feel uncomfortable, like your stomach feels uncomfortable. He didn't want to go to jail and feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, so let it all loose.
Let it all loose, yeah.
So he says he claimed that in the court that wasn't his fault. And then one final note is that in addition to getting clothes, Hoskins also believed that God told him that he needed to free his neighbor's underage daughter from...
Whoa, that took a turn.
Yep. But unfortunately, the man does not have any children.
Creepy.
Yep.
What?
And in the lawsuit, it also says that Hoskins, via his wife, says that he is known to be a drug user. So
okay.
I think this might this might explain some of the things.
Who would have guessed? Like, surprise! Like, Jesus Christ!
Oh, man, you pulled out... That was an oldie of goodie, man.
Who would have guessed? Like, surprise! Like, Jesus Christ!
My voice hit an octave that I didn't know was possible. Jesus Christ!
Yeah. Well, there you go. That was appropriate because we didn't know what to do with this Bible-loving, God-hearing savior of daughters.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. He's like, I got to save your daughter. The guy's like, I don't have a daughter.
Yeah.
What neighbor was he thinking about then?
Maybe it was the other neighbor.
Was it the other neighbor? Maybe.
Yeah. Like, you got to ask God for follow-up information.
Right.
Which neighbor is it?
Hey, hello, God. I went to the wrong house. The address you gave me didn't work. No, I put it into Google Maps.
Yeah.
Yes, I followed the directions.
Come on, God. Give me better
God.
directions.
Oh,
so,
my God.
What a winner this guy. What a busy morning this guy had in 2020. This was during the pandemic too.
He was throwing Bibles and pooping in cop cars and playing phone tag with God, saving daughters.
He had a busy quarantine.
He really did. He really did.
So that was the case of 39-year-old Robert Otis Hoskins. He was being held under a $13,000 bond. He was charged and convicted with burglary, larceny, resisting arrest, and battery on a law enforcement officer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's going to serve some time now.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go. What a crazy way to spend your COVID quarantine.
I mean, on the plus side, now that he's going to be serving some time, he'll finally have clothes.
Yeah, that's right. Jail will give you clothes.
3 square meals, clothes, and a roof over your head. Doesn't get any better than that.
And hopefully he gets to coordinate with God on better plans because, he didn't give him. He needs to give him more directions.
I don't think God is a great planner.
We need details.
People are like, we could use a little rain, and he makes a flood. Jesus died on right before the weekend. Like, who does that? I don't.
Yeah, come on, man, help us out here.
Who would have guessed? Surprise! Jesus Christ!
I think somebody needs to get God a day
planner,
day planner, so you can write down
to-do list.
Right, exactly.
Come on, you're telling these people here the wrong information.
Exactly right. Gave them the wrong directions. How many times has God done that?
Doesn't he have a secretary?
Does he have nobody helping him? Whatever happened to the archangels?
Whatever happened? What's the Holy Spirit doing?
Yeah, where's he in all this?
Yeah, what's he doing around the parts?
He's got
get him to do something.
Who are the big 3 angels? You got Gabriel, Michael, and other. Who's the third one?
I don't know. Get one of them. I don't know.
Bob.
Yeah, get Bob.
Angel Bob.
Saint Bob. Yeah.
Nobody helping this guy up there. He's doing it all his own.
Jim Bob. Where's Saint Jim Bob?
Saint Jim Bob.
He's
that's my favorite.
That's the angel that should have coordinated with this guy in Florida.
That's the patron saint of Florida.
Yeah,
Saint Jim Bob.
Saint Jim Bob should have took down the notes and should have given it to.
That's right.
This guy here.
That's right. God's running kind of a roughshod operation up there.
Yeah, come on. We got to improve the efficiency here.
Yeah,
come on.
We need process improvements.
Yes, and. There you go. That's the odd news I have for you. It was in the past, but it was so appropriate because I saw that image, and I was like, we have to talk about this.
Is it really in the past if it's timeless?
Yeah, it's so good. Just look at that.
It's beautiful. It's a work of art.
You're right. That has to go on a football card.
It really does.
That someone make that into a football card. We need to have this done immediately.
Jalen Hurts doesn't have form like that.
He's not the guy, according to
Mike.
Mike.
The guy.
But we'll find out as that season starts soon. But for right now, we got to start wrapping up this show. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Crispy Noodle podcast. If you like what you heard, you liked all of our craziness, make sure that you are subscribed to us on the YouTube channel. You like us on Facebook, and you are also subscribed to us on Spotify. Those are the 3 outlets that you can get the video feed because we're doing this all video. That's how you get every episode sent to you, notifications, all that lovely stuff so that you know every episode that gets released. You can watch it and have us in the background or however you like to listen to your podcast, and you get our show every week. YouTube, Facebook, Spotify.
That's right. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram. So many ways to get in touch with and share the Crispy Noodle podcast. If you want to get in touch with us individually to share your sports, entertainment, or odd news stories, you can find us on Twitter. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I'm at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. Find us on the Twitters. Let us know what's happening. If you give us a topic and we end up talking about it, we'll give you a sausage shout out. So let us know if there's something that you want us to talk about on next week's podcast. If it's odd news related, send it to me because I want Mikey being fresh.
I need to see those pictures with fresh eyes.
Yes. A picture like that has to be shown fresh.
Yes.
Because it's so glorious.
So glorious.
We can't have that being spoiled.
No, not at all.
Make sure you send the odd news directly to me. But other than that, if we use one of your suggestions, we'll give you a sausage shout out. That's our promise here on the Crispy Noodle podcast. Thank you guys for supporting us and watching another episode. We'll see you guys next week. This has been the Crispy Noodle podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vision and salad of life and boring news. That'll do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys
later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story.
Good times, Noodle salad.